What's going on, everybody? My name is WiseTV, back again with another Reddit upload. Today we are doing r/entitled parents. This video is basically about parents who expect everything and think that they own the world. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this series, be sure to let me know in the comments, like, and subscribe for more content, and let's hop right into the video. Every year, my family invites people over to our house for a potluck and a bonfire. My room has a lot of breakable items, and I have a collection of swords and knives. I know they're weapons, and I never treated them as toys. You'd think it would be obvious that I didn't want any little kids to get a hold of. On the night of the hayride, I put a sign on my door asking people to keep out and a childproof cover over the doorknob. The party started and everyone was having a great time. I was downstairs talking to my friends when we heard a call from upstairs. "Mommy, I can't open the door." One of my friends and I ran upstairs to see what was happening, and a woman followed us. I thought she was going to help us, but boy, I was wrong. Sure enough, there was a kid trying to open my door. His mom tried to talk to him. "What's up?" "I want to go in there, but there's this thing on the door," he said. "I can't get it open." To my dismay, this woman offered to help her child break into my room. "Sorry," I said. "That's my bedroom and we weren't allowing anyone in here. I have a lot of breakable items in here. You can go downstairs and play with the other kids." "But I don't want to play downstairs," the kid said. "I want to go in here." "I'm sure he won't cause too much trouble," his mom said. "He's just curious. Once he sees that it's all just a boring girl's room, he'll probably go back downstairs." Before I or my friend could say anything, she opened the door and turned the light on to reveal my collections of swords, knives, figurines, and various other items. Luckily, I had the swords mounted on the wall so he couldn't get to them, but that didn't stop this woman from going ballistic. "Why on earth do you have so many weapons? What do you need them for? How does your mother allow you to have all this? There's no way you're allowed to have this. I'm going to tell her right now, so say goodbye to all your stuff." She picked up her child and took him downstairs. My friend and I went downstairs just in time to see this woman hand off her child to the dad and ask to speak to my mom in private. To this day, my mother hasn't told me what happened during that conversation, so all I know is that the family left shortly afterward. That is one nosy family, not gonna lie. I have a service dog for PTSD. He's a 2-year-old German Shepherd called Zach. He's been professionally trained and is never out without his vest on. One day, I was out for a walk with him and we passed this entitled mother and a child. The child, around 6 years old, got ecstatic when she saw Zach and was bouncing around saying that she wanted to pet him. I kindly said that he was working and petting it could distract him and set off to walk again, but the entitled mother quickly said that her daughter wanted to pet the dog, so she would. I tightened my grip on Zach's leash just so I wouldn't drop him in case of another episode, but either way, he could tell I was getting anxious. The EM went up to me and grabbed his leash, yanking him backwards and calling her daughter up to pet him. Before I could fully react, her daughter came up and pulled on his tail before smacking him on the back and yelling, "Doggy, doggy!" He yelped, snapped around to her face, and fell down on the floor, which made me think that he was in pain. Before I could say that she had hurt my dog, the mother shouted at me for having an aggressive dog and that he had bit her daughter. She wouldn't let go of the leash, and I'm not the strongest person, so I couldn't get him back. Luckily, the kid started crying and she took her hands off the leash. Despite thinking he was in pain, I set off running and was glad to find an area where I could calm down and check his hips. Luckily for the mother, he was fine, but just a little shocked. I was sadly in a worse state, and seeing this as my first confrontation, the scariest one for any service dog handler, we had to perform DPT, deep pressure therapy. I was still a little nervous after getting home as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why when someone tells you not to pet their service dog, you shouldn't pet their service dog. Hopefully they learned a valuable lesson. I used to play an iOS game named Tap Tap Revenge quite obsessively back when I was like 14 to 15, to the point where I saved up $500 just to get an iPad 2 so as to start competing. So here I am, casually playing the game while riding the bus, and this 9-year-old kid goes by with his mom and promptly asks me to try and play the game. I graciously let him try as long as I can see him. After about 5 to 6 minutes, I engage the two and ask for my iPad back so I can get off the bus, at which point this conversation took place. Mother: "Can't you see how much he's enjoying the game? He wants to become as good as you." Alright, it's so nice to see he's having fun with it. I need the device back though. My stop is literally coming up and I don't want to miss it. "Can't you just leave this one with us and get a new one? Your parents must make a fortune anyway if you got one in your age." "Stop joking, please. Why are you making me beg for it?" "You don't need to beg. I'm not giving it back to some addict." At this point, I realize this woman is serious, so I snatched it out of her kid's hand and put it in my backpack, and she goes wild, with cussing and accusing me of being selfish and ungrateful for a child's smile. She literally got off at the same station as me just to keep arguing with me until I started running and got away from the freakish and unfortunately out of shape woman. My family and I rescued a Persian cat from the street. We took good care of her and now she looks fabulous. A couple of months ago we threw a party and we invited all of our neighbors. Here's where the fun begins. Entitled parent comes up to me. "What an adorable cat you have. What's her name?" "Her name is Nut and she is 6 years old." Entitled parent to her son. "What do you say? Should we adopt her?" "Excuse me?" Our family has been meaning to get a cat for ages and yours looks beautiful. No, she's our cat and we took good care of it. I'm not about to give it to you. Stop being so selfish. My kid got lots of good grades this year and I'm trying to reward him. At this time, my mom hears the commotion and comes to ask if everything is okay. Entitled parent tells her that she needs our cat for her son. Mom gives her a confused look and asks if she's serious. Entitled parent says she is. Mom: she's our cat, but if you really want to adopt an animal, I would recommend the local adoption center. No, my son really wants this cat. At this point, my mom gets really annoyed and asks the entitled parent to leave. The parent starts swearing and saying that the cat is too good for us and we are too poor to take good care of her. Mom threatens to call the police if she doesn't leave. The parent leaves in a hurry with the entitled kid. After a couple of months, the entitled parent leaves to another state. Since then, nobody tried to take our cat away from us. As it should be. Alright guys, I'm going to conclude today's video here. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know down below. This is the first video to this series and I enjoyed making it. So if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to let me know and I'll possibly make more in the future. Have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe. Discord link is in the description and have a great day.